If you'll get him in the point of the light. And you can probably hold him upright now. And actually how you have him was good, just a little tilted. So Dr. Petersky, if you want to take a look at Bob here, what we can do is, move him into the light, is we see that his bill is naturally very thin and layered. And so the bone is underneath here, and they need this. You see how much they need this to be able to grab their grapes and food. It's pretty hard. I think it would be difficult to eat with a bill like this. Now, what Bob must have done is he must have flown into either a branch or something to acquire this trauma here. Originally what had happened is this was all infected in here. And we had him on almost a month of antibiotics, several different types of antibiotics, kind of, I think, similar to what you would use with a tooth root abscess. We had clindamycin, and at this point it has, the infection is completely gone. And so what we want to be able to do is make sure that right here, this crack doesn't continue to fissure, because if this were to break, the tip of his bill could come off, and then he needs this to be able to eat. Right. Now this side of his face, if we compare, and we'll turn, you're okay, little Bob. Okay, so that's his normal, and what we have here is, go ahead and get him in the point of the light each time. That looks good. We see that how it has its normal integrity right here. And what we want to avoid is right here, we're going to turn him back, that this crack doesn't cause tension on here and break the tip off. So we're going to turn him back again.
Doctor, can you explain that first part, what you're going to do here again? So
Yeah,
we
sure.
get a better close-up.
Right there. Gotcha.
Okay.
So Bob has injured his bill right here, and it must have been some kind of impact injury. Maybe he hit it against a branch and created this hole here. And because the bill is naturally very layered, it's almost like a puff pastry where there's just these fine layers here. Each one of these is probably 100 different layers in here that we want to try to secure this so that he doesn't get a fissure right here that would cause the tip of the bill to come off. And so originally he had an infection deep within here because when he hit the branch, it must have gotten contaminated, and he went through about a month of antibiotics, and the infection's gone. So now we're safe to be able to seal in these areas right here. So our goal is to be able to first cause a bridge maybe right here and stop this from fissuring. That's the most important for function. Unfortunately, we can't make this look like a new beak, and it's not for aesthetics, it's so that his beak stays nice and strong so that he's able to eat. If this works well, then what we can maybe do is come in here and smooth out, because I think this layer right here may pop off, and this layer may pop off if we're able to put a little filler in here to just kind of hold it together. What do you think?
I think it's a good attempt.
Okay. All right, Katie, will you hold the bill? And I'm going to adjust this light here. Good. So I think we need it. All right, maybe right here in the point of the light? That looks good. All right, first thing we're going to do is just kind of examine this. Yeah, it's true. Right here is the most important part to fill in. And do you see there's actually a little divot right here? So I think if we go, let me grab an instrument, and if our goal is to fill in right here, and maybe go from here to here, in here, and fill this in this area right here. So what do you think? What would be your advice as a dentist? And would you like to take a look at them? I'm going to switch areas with you.
I don't think it's friable enough to come off. I would try to just bond into it.
Okay.
And try to seal the layers. And then with observation after the procedure, see how it holds up.
Sounds good.
Because I don't know if I would want to get involved in too much mechanical manipulation in such a delicate area. I can see the crack right here.
Yes.
So let's try to seal it.
All right.
Can you just hold 1 second?
Yes.
Are you hearing Bob okay?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Right.
Louder.
Okay.
so they can
I'm
get
pretty
you.
slow, yeah.
Would you like him to say that?
So it doesn't continue to crack and fracture the upper beak.
All right, now you originally taught me how to use these human dental bonding, so
Right.
if we can do this together, that would be
Okay.
great.
Can we change out his towel? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I have one.
All right, do we need to blow some air on it, do you think?
I would.
Or do you think it's okay
I
as
think it's
it?
okay.
Sounds
to begin
good.
with, and we'll dispense
Just making sure
it's done with it.
the bonding agent.
Okay. Now, you said that's very sensitive to light.
Light sensitive, so
Okay.
we want to work quickly and not. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, here I go.
Apply and just rub in a gentle fashion so we get it in every area where we want the bonding to stick.
Composite to actually be adhered when it's light
Right.
activated.
That's right.
All right, can we just do a section at a time? We'll do this, and then if it works, we'll come back. Okay, what do you think of that? Does that look good?
That's good. Now we want to just gently air dry it.
Okay. Now, Katie, will you flip your hand and hold over his eyes, because we're going to use compressed air?
Yep.
And have you got a good
Very
seal
gentle.
on his? Okay. Let me just do it over here first.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay.
Do you want to do it? Just watch his eyes. It looks like it almost needs a direction that way. That's the way. Thank you. Okay. All right, Bob.
Now we're going to hit it with the light.
Can we put our glasses on? Okay.
Go by the shark, you said?
Charts. And then I can hold his beak while you do that. Katie will be back in 1 second.
Now we got one. For the bonding agent, we only need about 10 seconds.
I'm gonna use that to turn it on. Or maybe it's this one.
This is charged.
Yes.
It's not moving. It's not moving.
Okay, I'm gonna let go of his bill.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna take this off temporarily. Okay.
This morning, when I tested it, I turned the power on, and then I hit that top button.
Did it
and-
shine?
Yep.
There it is. I think it's. Let me hold his beak open just a
Mhm.
smidge while we do this. Is it on? Can I try? It's hard to tell now with the glasses on.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's on. It's the glasses. Hold on. I'm gonna have you hold this so I
Oh,
can
it
put my
is on.
glasses back
Okay.
on. I think we just have serious glasses.
That's right.
There we go.
That's good.
Yeah, when we got in all this equipment, we wanted to have the
Okay, good.
dental version of the light. And then this is the dental composite, and it's pretty waxy, right?
Right. That's what we use for filling the
Now,
teeth.
can I give it a try and then you work and correct anything that
Sure.
maybe? Okay, here we go. Oh, wow,
That's right.
that really worked. All right, so then just keep layering it on?
Layering it on.
Now, is that looks like too much.
That's good.
Okay. Oh, wow, this
Just the
really, it's like a
consistency.
soft wax.
Right.
Uh-oh. This is a little hard to work with. How about if I just get started to get a feel, since I'm learning your pediatric dental
Okay.
techniques, and then you actually take over and I can watch you and see how you refine it. Yes?
And then ultimately it'll make a stronger restoration.
Oh, it's not just one layer. I didn't
No,
know that.
you'll be
Okay,
able
this
to-
is the most important part right here. Right, that I feel is the weakest link.
Right.
So let me get a little bit more in here. That's hard. Katie, can I lean on your hand?
Mm-hmm.
we go. Wow, there's an art to working with this, because I see it goes on fine, but then if you mess with it too much, that's what I need, right in there. Okay, let me get that off, and then I will. Thank you, Katie.
It does, it's fine.
That looks good?
Yeah. Just pat some on, make it nice and smooth.
Okay.
And the nice thing is it's color neutral. It just is gonna fill in, not creating a
Like a
distraction.
clear layer.
Right.
All right, here we go. And the light will cure it. It's counting down. All right, Bob.
Typically, we give it about 30 seconds per layer.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
We want to just test it and see if we got a good cure,
Oh my goodness.
and it is.
Can I have a feel of that?
Sure.
All right. As hard as a tooth. All right, so you think we should do another layer maybe in here?
Yes.
And then just over this fissure?
Let's lift him up so we can change this.
All right. All right, Bob, come on down.
Let's see, each time we do a layer, that has the bonding on it. The bonding isn't correct.
Yes. Oh, so we have to put that
You
back
don't have
on.
to, that would be okay, if it already has the bonding, it's
Okay. I think we can let him close for this, and then when I get in, we'll open it. I see what you mean about the
So
layering.
good.
This may be all that he needs, just 2 layers. I'm gonna open his bill just a little
Mhm.
bit, get in here. That's it. Hey, look, that really worked.
Why don't you get the first layer at layers?
Wow,
to the
that
same
filled it in
material.
beautifully. What do you think? Do you wanna have a feel and smooth it out or something? All right, Bob, you're gonna be a new man. Okay. Wow, so the main repair is done. Thank you very much. And
I'm sorry, can I get one more quick shot? Can you put that light back on for about maybe 5 or 6 seconds?
Sure.
Thanks.
Can't overdo the light.
all right, we'll cover his eyes from the light, cure it a little more.
He's being real good, I would say.
He's an excellent
Do
bird.
as much as you want to
Yeah.
do because it's bonding beautifully.
Toucans are just amazing birds, and in particular, Bob's a great individual for sure. All right, well, he seems to be doing well. At this layer, do you see how it's actually undermining here? That these layers may flip up a little bit. So if possible, can we just put a little layer along here and in here, just to prevent anything from flipping up? Is that still solid?
This is just fine.
Or liquid? Okay, go ahead. I'll hold and you fill in that. I'm gonna watch. That's pretty
How far do you
flaky.
wanna go?
Not too far. And the biggest thing we want to avoid is getting it on here.
Right,
Okay. Hands underneath. All right, Bob, one more filling, and
Alright.
then,
Okay, beautiful.
all right, it's really great to watch your technique. And I'm gonna cover his eyes. I see, I was just full blasting. That's better just to do a little puff. That'll cool him down some.
Have to change his towel again.
I think that's okay.
Okay,
We'll change
now
it. Let me
quickly.
put my glasses on.
Okay, I'm going to look through the shield.
Okay.
I give it another. You're going to have to go 10 seconds with this.
Okay. It's amazing how these lights activate the liquids.
Right. The chemistry has advanced tremendously.
Now, do you need more than that?
I want you to go ahead
All right.
and apply it as you like.
Exactly it. Oh, that really good in there. I'll put some over this layer. It's a little hard to work with. I guess all the years of you working with this, you've developed the techniques. But starting off, it takes a little bit of
Yeah.
practice.
It does. And working in a child's mouth, we have humidity and heat that helps the material flow a little bit better than it does here.
That's true. This must be different for you because we're actually working on the outside. And you How's that looking? So that really does fill in all those layered gaps of a toucan. Who would imagine dental acrylic working on our toucan bill here? But it's working really well. I can even see that that's going to since he's injured it and he's been on the antibiotics, more of these layers have come up
So
and
it's
off.
growing new tissue.
It does grow some new tissue, but takes a really long time. Now, what do you think? Do you think that's good, or should we?
That's good. Do you want to put any right up here?
Yeah, sure. Is this your first toucan? All right, here we go.
30 seconds.
Now, because this is thicker, do you have to do it a couple times? Or?
No, this fine.
Okay.
But because of the distance that we sealed, I want to be sure that it all cures.
Okay, well, he's doing well, so if you need to do it another time, he should be fine.
He is a good boy. Okay. Well done, Bob.
All right, let's give it a test. Oh my goodness, how exciting.
This is
All
like
right.
glass.
It does. It looks like glass, and it has filled in all of his cracks, and he should not have. Would you like to take a close exam before we dismiss our patient here? I'm gonna hold on to the bottom so you don't get nipped. He's nice, but he may
It's
nip.
fine. I don't blame him. Well done, Bob. I think it's fine.
Okay. All right, well, let's just do a quick exam on him. And we'll look at our patient. Yes.
Thank you.
All right, while we're here, we work backwards just because we wanted the most important thing to be done first. And we will take a look now for anatomy. If you want to look inside of his mouth. Katie, will you hold the light inside of his mouth?
Absolutely.
And do you see how they have that wooden tongue? And they have a slit on the roof of their mouth, normally like a cleft palate, and that's called a coena. And they don't have an epiglottis, that's just a glottis there. But do you see the anatomy? So fascinating. And then we're gonna look at his little ear holes. We'll do a full physical exam.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna look over his bill.
Yep.
And then we start and we feel his neck,
We give me his feet.
his chest muscles.
Hold on.
All right, I'll give you his feet. They're 2 feet to you.
You good? You want and then someone take his face.
Katie, if you go back over there, I can grab this stuff. And then if you'll hold his little bill so we don't get bitten during this. Okay, we're gonna examine each wing. And come in here. They have short, little, strong wings and incredible pectoral muscles because they are short distance. If you feel his chest muscles right there, how strong he is. And then we'll have a little bit of a listen. Listen to his heart. And then they have air sacs in addition to lungs. And that's kind of like a bellow system, so they can, they're much more athletic in flight. They're the great recyclers. They can, with one breath, it should be right about there. You want to hold it.
It's fine.
It's pretty fast.
It's fine.
All right, we're even going to look at his bottom just to make sure everything under here is looking good. And then we'll have a feel of his feet. I'll take this leg first. Now he's middle-aged, so he's got some drawing. You can take this leg back. And we use these leg bands to identify him, but we just have Bob and Louise, so we know this is Bob and his toucan wife is Louise. All right, I believe we are done. His physical exam's very normal, and I'm thrilled that this beak has been repaired. His toucan bill should not crack anymore, and he's going to be able to eat and groom himself and Louise just fine. Should we put him back in?
Could you just do that last part about his beak being okay again?
Okay.
Thanks.
So the beak prepared looks. The beak repair looks beautiful, and he's going to be able to eat really well. This won't crack anymore, and so we're not at risk anymore of this beak falling off. He's going to be able to groom himself and Louise and do just fine, and this will last for a long time. So it's wonderful that Bob has his dental repair on his toucan bill and should do great. He's very healthy. I think he can go, so you can
Great.
put him back. Thank you very much.
Happy?
Yeah, I'm thrilled. Very, very thrilled. I can't thank you enough. This has been
it's my pleasure.
amazing, and how exciting it is to be able to use what you have refined over your career working in pediatric dentistry, and be able to use the special. I didn't know about these bonding agents and the light activated stuff, and I appreciate you teaching me. And so now this has really helped with our toucan patients.
Glad to do it.
Great.
And, anytime you need me, I'll be there.
Oh, thank you very much. All right, thanks.
Robin, why not?
So these other birds, the one with the yellow stomachs and the black backs, are plush-crested jays. So they are members of the jay family, just like our blue jays. But the interesting, and these two are brothers who join their medicine too, whenever they have to give medicine to the bird. You know, you think of putting a treat in a dog biscuit or something to get your dog to eat their pill. For a toucan, it's a red grape. It's their favorite.
They got one over here in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Once he molted the rib back in. There was none of that. It looked like it would kind of come back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get my good side?
Yeah, he's like, you guys don't need to see the other side. Are you getting okay shots through the glass, or is there a lot of? I think it was definitely a first, like you know, yeah, but they want to have like a fence around it. And they are planning for the dedication we were originally thinking in September at some point. But we were doing, we were gonna do like big, like, chicken buffalo ones, and then scrap it. There's no way we can throw together an event and expand across the event, so.
Well, I'm basically not going to be here until November now. Originally, I wasn't going to be here until September now.
They changed the contract, or?
No, Sandcop was being kind of difficult with me doing only a week after the conference. They really wanted 2 weeks, and they would prefer that I come during the busy season, which is November. I'm now basically going to be gone in November, and then I'm gone for vacation Thanksgiving.
So are you flying out there twice, or are you like
No,
not
conference is done, which is fine. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
ultimately bigger.
my focus is always on
Right.
Sandcop. But yeah, so now I'll be here for September. I won't be here for vacation.
Okay. Well, I would assume that they want to do it in September to try to get some extra publicity that we're getting and people involved. Aluminum closing so nice. What's a good tune with that? On Facebook today. Good. Kill Bill. Something about the yellow.
It's kind of a finite length.
Uh-huh.
We can go
Like,
with,
hers is a lot smaller because she's female or she's younger.
I think her she's younger.
Okay.
I mean, it may be a little bit smaller because she's female, but I think generally it's good. Or sorry, yeah, a little bit smaller because she's female, but I think it's mostly because she's still young.
Okay.
Bob? Kind of the honeycomb construction.
Got a honeycomb construction. Huh. So the inside of a toucan's bill.
Well, I think it's more, yeah, structurally it's a honeycomb, but I don't know in terms of like what the sizing is.
Yeah. We'll just go size that. It's easier for me to remember between here. About animals going crazy.
I read the book, and it was interesting. And I can't believe they made a second season of it.
They have.
Right, I
And
know.
The most recent episode featured Sloth, and it was hilarious.
I kind of wanted to watch it last summer, but then I heard it was absolutely horrible. And nothing like the book.
It's really enjoyable if you are into letting yourself accept that it's all make believe. But the sloth part is hilarious.
If you finally put my food in here, I don't think he was very happy with me, so I cleaned in here, obviously, didn't put the food in like I normally do. And he was just like hanging there like, you're forgetting something.
Come on, man. You had one job this morning, Chris.
I actually apologize. Sorry, dude. Can't feed you quite yet.
Did I ever tell you about the Facebook question about whether what people said by the fact that the birds make so much noise at night?
You still need me?
Oh, I'm good. We're good, thank you.
This is Chris. I'll be there in a second.
Thank you. The toucan's bill is made out of is similar to our fingernails. And so if you think about, you know, fingernails can get fungi, something similar to what happened there. In summer, they were able to get a plant for him to get better. Enclosure. And so just being in there, it kind of stresses him out. His tail feathers got a little messed up, but once he goes through his next molt, his feathers will come back to being just like hers, where they're that long. So. Slow turn. These two make the most interesting noise too. It's like chirping crickets. So if you're ever walking around the jungles of Costa Rica, you hear a chirping noise, you know, like a cricket. It's probably a toucan nearby. Bob the toucan's second mate. I think she joined the aviary a couple years ago, but she's still a juvenile, so they don't expect her to really want to start nesting for a little while. But they do have a nest box in and everything if she should feel so inclined. Showing him who? Do penguins breed in captivity? Yes, they do. In fact, the aviary has been very successful. We've hatched six chicks in the past 4 years. So we have a pair that has been extremely successful. But at this point, you know, for African penguins, because they haven't been able to, and this is common whenever you think about breeding a bird in captivity and releasing its young, in order to release the young for the penguins. So at this point, the African penguin population is not stabilized. They still are in breeding.
Let's check this out.
Gotta hit the electric button.
Ready? Oh, that's because I think they give you clothespins when you come in here. Oh, we could have smashed the pennies.
It didn't even have anything to use though.
Yeah,
It didn't even have anything.
they're really cool.
Let's just collect the pennies, I'll order.
How we
Yeah,
wasn't
they're
gonna do that.
sea eagles.
Russia and Japan. And South Korea.
Oh, yeah.
one
I got
right
him.
out in the open? I thought it was on Bob's left side.
It is. It's on the other side.
Good. Maybe it's the one behind Lou.
Well, that's the